Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And I wanted to talk about security updates because, here is a channel dedicated and mostly talking about Windows and what's happening around it, including the browsers. So yesterday we had an update, or I talked about an update for Google Chrome to make sure that you stay safe, update your Google Chrome browser, as there's a lot of security flaws that were fixed. And we have Patch Tuesday that has security fixes every month for Windows. And it gives the impression that Windows is plagued with security flaws more than anything else. So I actually did a little something. I went to check all the security updates that were available for Linux kernel and for Mac OS on Mac computers, and compared how many security flaws are fixed in each compared to Windows. And I was looking at the different security articles that have to do with that. So, of course, we have updates every month in Windows. And sometimes, we have the impression that the updates were amazingly, big for an operating system. And the last one we had, which was the cumulative update on 7th for July of 2021. And the next cumulative update for security, by the way, will come on next week for, of course, Windows. It's the second Tuesday of each month. And when I look at every update every month, and there's a lot of them, just to give you an idea, I haven't counted how many flaws are discovered, but there were dozens and dozens of security flaws fixed in July for Mac OS. And take this, more than 1 week, meaning there is the major update, for example, for Mac OS Big Sur on July 21st, and there was another one on July 26th. And earlier than that in the month, there was others. If you take all of that and aggregate all the security flaws that I see here, there were more than 50, 60, 70 security flaws, all fixed. And here you see it. It's like security flaw for AMD kernel, AppKit audio, AVE video encoder, core audio, core services, core storage, core text, crash reporter, CVMS, font parser. A lot of them for font parser. Processing a maliciously crafted font file may lead to arbitrary code execution. So it gives you an idea. This is not something that is unique to Windows. We have to get that out of our head. Those of you thinking that there's more flaws in security in Windows than any other, well, I can tell you by seeing all the documentation on Apple's main page for security, there were almost as many security flaws fixed during July than Windows did. Same for Linux. Linux has a lot of updates every day, every week, depending on the distro you're running. Dozens and dozens of security flaws. And some of them exploited in the wild, like Mac. Some of them were exploited in the wild. And that doesn't even count the ones for iOS, the iPhones, the iPads, watchOS for the watch. Like Android. Android had dozens and dozens of updates also. So it is not different. And a lot of people in the impression, I don't understand all these security updates. And it's simple. As the operating system gets tweaked, has new features installed, has different things installed, sometimes there's modifications to some of the core features of the operating system. You know what happens? What happens is that code that looks fine, well, some security researcher, somebody that is drilled to find the flaws, might find something bad in one of those new features, or one of the core features that's been there for a long time. This will never change as long as humans make the code. And even if computers, AI would make the code, probably it would still continue in a different way. And remember that one of the reasons we find these, first of all, there are core services that exist. There's the 0-day, Google's 0-day, services that look at all operating systems and look at different flaws. Lots of security researchers at different antivirus companies and security companies continue checking everything in Windows. That's why we find flaws for the most part. Somebody somewhere is working at trying to find them, and then it tells Microsoft or Mac or Apple, basically, or it'll send for a fix, for a Linux kernel fix or something like that. But don't be on the impression that it's worse on Windows, because when you look at what's available, and once again, I'm impressed by the number of security flaws fixed in July just on the Apple side for macOS Big Sur and Catalina and all the different macOS 10 operating system fixes that were there. It's pretty crazy. There is as much on Mac. And remember, you're not safer on a Mac than on Windows. This is a false impression. Same for Linux. So many articles I've seen in the last couple of months talking about 0-day flaws already exploited in the wild for Linux. It is a false impression thinking that you're safe because you're not on Windows. It is as vulnerable to be on Linux and on Mac OS on a Mac as it is for Windows. Once again, the security has to do with you. Not even your antivirus. You are the security. A lot of people say, well, I got the big gun antivirus thing. That's why I have no problem. No, that's not why you have no problem. It doesn't do anything really much more than the basic, Windows security app. It's what you do that made that difference. What you did on your PC made that difference. Meaning that you're secure. You don't do things that you shouldn't do. You don't download everything you see. You don't click on every attachment in emails, which is still 90% of malware. So, and of course, you keep your system up to date. So whether you have Linux, whether you have Mac OS, whether you have, an Android phone, tablet, iOS, iPads, iPhones, whatever device you have, everything needs to be up to date for the security flaws. And when I talk about updates, like, for example, the update that was for Google Chrome, if you use Chrome in another device, every device that you use should have that update also. It's not just a Windows update for Google Chrome. It's an Android Google Chrome update. It's a Mac Google Chrome update. It's a Linux Google Chrome update, or Chromium if you use Chromium. So it's important to understand that, because I think there's a false impression that it's only Windows, when in reality it's everything we use in technology that has these security flaws. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.